I'm Matt. I am a little nervous, so I might shake a little bit, but just ignore that. Alright, mine is entitled My Second Family. Blood isn't the only thing that determines family. I was around 14 when my family found me. Seems their time was right, just when I felt like I was drowning. They pulled me out some ruts and always kept my ego grounded. Let me clarify, I'm not talking about an adoption, more an induction. At the time when I was a social orphan, never thought I'd grow this close to kids I partied with, and all my elders told me that I should really expect a drift. First thing that brought us close were some gas and balloons. Felt distracted, half-black jellyfish in the room. Feeling lighter than a feather pumped with helium. Loved the feeling for the things that we take to the cranium. Seems the confession hour came when we were pouring the drinks. Jack Daniels, James, and Nikki were forever my shrinks. Poured all my dark troubles, but they never gave it a blink. They were my life vest when all I could do was sing. And when I told them I was leaving, we cried over some green. Then took the time to tell each other how much we really mean. So even though my crazy family may not really be blood, they'll be the ones I will forever unconditionally love.
My name is Craig. I have something here I wrote about the family. But I was a little bit late. We tripped over some heroin outside, you know. This is where you used to get crack over there. Just say 20. It's 20 in Mexican Spanish. Okay. Okay, it's called X, but I didn't write it on here. It's My Wife, My Life. Okay, here goes. It could have been, though doomed from the start. I may have been better off if only we had stayed apart. Nevertheless, I entered the arena begging for life and love in the song I sang to you. My efforts did not matter much. They did not matter at all. What you wanted most were to have my brains spattered on the wall. And all I did not mind. I'm not the suicidal type. I'll just bide my time. I can take your yelling, the police, and the lies. I can take you and Kim together conspiring to lock me away a long time in a prisoner's guile. You annihilated my life, my kids, my car, and my home, leaving me drunk on reprisals from the hatred you had sown. Finally, bitterly betrayed and splayed open on the sacrificial altar until finally I saw it was all my fault.
My name is Hua. The poem I wrote is called Rooftops. Rooftops are filled with smokes of chimney lathering through the air, shrouding the scene, with puddles of rain lying in the sorrowful wake of his missing siblings. Missing sibling drops. With scraps of trash, left without worry, thinking they could survive on their own. With feathers of pigeon, fallen, stranded, withered, or broken use. With shafts of air, floating, reminiscing of the last meal embedded in their bodies. As I entered this forsaken desert, the only thought that flashed and stayed is how I miss my family, how they ash to fade.
This is an untitled poem about my mother. As I progressed through elementary, I no longer was a student. I evolved into a kindergarten teacher at the age of 8, sacrificing my playtime for frustration. See, after school, I became my mother's kindergarten teacher. We reviewed ABCs. I'd teach her how to spell her name. I'd watch her write M over and over with 4 humps, and I would tell her over and over that's wrong. I heard my mother say, I want to stop. She would tell me this is too hard. My mother once told me family meant sacrifice. But what if she told me these things as she raised me? What if on nights I refused to sleep, she left me to cry? And then she said I wanted to stop. And then she said I want to stop. What if on nights she slept on Cambodia's dirt, fleeing for her family's life? My mother said this is too hard. Watching young Khmer soldiers with brown skins and the same shaped nose shoot and spit on someone who harvested from the same rice fields is hard. Wondering how will you evenly distribute a ladle of porridge to your siblings so they won't starve to death is hard. Not running fast enough to stop your cousin's 4-year-old son from running across landmines is hard. My mother once told me family meant sacrifice. I left it at that.